एक मिनट. तो जस्ट इन केस क्यूरियोसिटी हो रही है तो दिस इज़ व्हाट आई टुक आउट फ्रॉम माई पॉकेट. सो केरला का मैच था आज उड़ीसा के साथ एंड लिटरली मतलब 90 मिनट्स के लिए उड़ीसा ने KBFC के अटैक को अपने जेब में लेके घूमा. मतलब लाइक इट वॉज टू अमेजिंग टू वॉच. तो जस्ट सी दी स्टैट्स. तो उड़ीसा के टोटल शॉट्स थे 16 एंड आउट ऑफ दोज 8 शॉट्स वन ऑन टारगेट. ठीक है. एंड उसके अलावा केरला के वन ऑफ द मोस्ट नोटिसिंग फैक्ट्स इन द होल मैच वाज लाइक उन लोगों ने शॉट्स मारे टोटल 5. टोटल शॉट्स वर 5 एंड द शॉट्स ऑन टारगेट वर ओनली 3 शॉट्स इन 90 मिनट्स. एक मिनट का साइलेंस KBFC फैंस के लिए. बट ऑन अ सीरियस नोट he the way KBFC played today, there was hardly any creativity in their attack. And if we remove Luna from the lineup for just for one instance, then you will find there is hardly any creative through balls or passes were really made. Okay, 90% of the time it was only Luna. So, and considering that this team was in last season's finale, so that is also one more astonishing, like really astonishing thing to think about. This is second defeat of KBFC on a row, and if this thing continues for too long, then I don't see KBFC ending up at least in the top position of the table, top 6 or top 4 positions of the table. So that might be a concerning thing for KBFC. But let's not jinx it. Let's stay positive about it. Fingers crossed. And just let's just take a look at what could have been done better and how, like, it was a really tactical masterclass from Joseph Gumbau. Like hats down to him. So before moving on with the video, I just wanted to request you that since this is my first video, in case I make some minor mistakes or something here and there, just forgive me for that. I'm really sorry in the start only. And apart from that, if you have any suggestions for the video after you watch the video, so please do tell me in the comments box below. So yeah, let's move on with that. So KBFC played in white and Odisha played in black jersey. So Kerala started with a formation in defense of 4-4-2 with Dimitri and Ivan in the front, and in attack it was more of a 4-2-3-1 or 4-2-4 with Sahel and Luna on the wings, Ivan and Dimitri in the center, and the two defensive midfielders are Putia and Jackson. While on the other side, Odisha started with a defense of 4-2-3-1. Okay, and with their center forward as Diego Mauricio, the Brazilian magician, and in attack they transformed that to 4-1-4-1. Okay, so what is really noticing over here, like something really to watch out, is like how Odisha did man-to-man marking in today's match. So now you will think like, did they do it? So actually did they, and it was like pretty much like top notch. So if you see, like, just see this. Dimitri is like trying to create some channel for passing, but every channel is blocked by some or other Odisha player. Okay, now there is no way to pass, and at this moment Dimitri got disposed with the ball, and he like, and the game continued. But the thing to notice here is like three player every player is marking every player. Okay, now just like look at this picture. Okay, so over here, three midfielders of Kerala. Okay, Jackson, Putia, and Jessel was trying to help out in the midfield. All three of them were covered by Odisha's players. Okay, and just like look at each of these pictures, and you will understand how each person in the midfield or attack of Kerala Blasters were marked by OFC's like Odisha's player. And it was like, I, you can't move the ball if a man-to-man marking is there. Like man, breaking man-to-man marking defense is pretty like tough if you consider the quality of Indian Super League players. So it is really tough for them. Now, like just see in this picture. So Delgado is telling uh, another midfielder of Odisha to like go and cover that player. भाई तो कवर करना उसको, मतलब मार्क हिम आउट. And this is how they played for whole 90 minutes, and like blocking every channel of passing, like covering Putia down. Putia was like really trying to play his best level, but the way he was marked by Odisha's player were like he didn't have any option other than getting disposed over there. So that was something really like good to watch from Odisha. Another thing, if you see, is the back line of Odisha, when they were trying to attack. Okay, it was like more of a 4-1-4-1. Okay, but then when they get into defense, no, they were making these two clear lines of defense. Okay, now how do Kerala play? Okay, Kerala generally plays a football which is more like finding open spaces, creating those a little bit through balls, or delivering those balls into the box from the flanks. ठीक है? But if you look at this defense. Just look at this defense. So, how will you create a open space? Like, sorry, how will you find an open space? Like five players in the defense. The defensive midfielder has also dropped into the back line to like assist the center backs, and there is a midfield portion, 4-person midfield portion. Like, how do you cross that midfield? And everyone is trying to press. Okay, in the Odisha as well as Kerala, both were trying to play a high strategic, highly pressing game. Okay, so if the time in the hand of KBFC players to think like भाई कहाँ पे पास करूँ, हाँ, like was really less. Was really like you can't even count it in seconds. The decisions will use like should have been made like in a split of a second, but they weren't. So like, and they maintained this posture for the whole 90 minutes of the game. The two things that Odisha did brilliantly today is create marking the players of attack and midfield of Kerala, and another thing is that their defense line was always in a like proper shape. The composure was absolutely brilliant. Absolutely, you cannot like doubt twice on that. Then what happened is when they created this uh, man marking kind of thing, this created more of a 2v1 situation or 3v2 situation. Okay, and sometimes 4v3 and all that. But Odisha players always were overpowering Kerala's attack. Now, if you like in a 3v2 situation, when suppose this is the like just see here that Kerala got the ball. Okay, now they want to push ahead, like they want to move forward, but they Odisha is cutting down all the channels as well as pressing him. So there is no chance of passing the ball in the forward zone. The only the only thing that you have in hand to do is like doing a back pass and start the build up all over again. And this was happening for the whole 90 minutes, that since they were getting dispossessed so many of the times, and Odisha, whenever they got the ball in their hand, ball in their feet, they just cleared the back line by taking a long shot. So Kerala had to do all of their build up, all of their literally 100% of build up from the start. And this is was why they were literally not able to even enter the box. One, man to man marking. Second, creating a 2v1 scenario to pass the ball back. And third, a compact defense line. Like, Odisha's defense was today something really to watch out for other teams. And if you like how, but KBFC did create a couple of chances, and how did they come? They did come when there was a transition of play. So suppose Odisha has the ball and Odisha got dispossessed, so there is a quick transition when Luna and Sahal started to like run down the wings. At that particular moment there was some open spaces found out, and if those chances were converted today, Kerala would have won seriously. But their defense also had some problems, which we'll talk about later. But yeah, but one thing to note out is like what I said, that there is no creativity in the thing, like in the gameplay of Kerala. And why I said that, just look at this picture. Okay, everyone is positioned in a place where they are marked by someone else of Orissa, and there is an open space which you can see is marked in yellow, but no one is there. And like right after seeing this particular thing, the only player that of Kerala that I had in mind could have changed today's game was someone I will talk about later in the end of the video. And you, all the Kerala fans, will be missing him after today's match. Will be missing him for like every minute, and I can guarantee that. So, apart from this, the Odisha's defense was totally super class, and KBFC's attacks were not on like too much on the mark. So, how did KBFC's defense do against Odisha's attack? Now, that is also a really amazing thing to talk about. So, if you see, like what Odisha was doing, like Odisha was playing a highly pressing game, and Kerala were too. So they knew कि केरला के बंदे आएंगे हमको प्रेस करने, ठीक है. Now when they attracted those players towards them, that come to me, and that those created open spaces on the flanks. Okay, Shubham Sarangi and Sahil Panwar were the two people who got like most of the open chances, like open balls, like there was no press on them, completely no press. So when the center backs were doing were they attracted the press, and then they released those balls to the full backs. Those are Sahil Panwar and Shubham Sarangi. And Shubham Sarangi, being a brilliant ball thrower in the 20-yard box, he did amazing on the flanks today. Apart from Jerry, like Jerry was top notch, but we'll talk about him again in the later section. The two things that I want to talk about in the later section, like the one player that Kerala missed today, and about Jerry. So this was one way how Odisha was trying to create those chances. Like Odisha were totally they totally knew that in the center of the park there is Jackson and Putia, and they won't allow the ball to go through the middle area. Like Putia and Jackson are like top-notch defensive midfielders who India have got, and there is no chance you are getting through the center. So all Odisha had was set pieces or going through the flanks, and they had amazing wingers, like the speed that they have in with Jerry and Nanda. So these two wingers were like playing really good, and with Isaac and Thoiba in the center, they created a highly like pressing flank position. So what I am talking about is now see here, like Delgado and Sahil Panwar are attracting the press from KBFC. There's a central position like open space open. So Crespo drops in there, okay, and then the another center back of Odisha also drops back. Now there is a quick pass between Crespo, the another center back except Delgado and goalkeeper, which is Amrinder. So Amrinder, Crespo, and this does a quick pass and pass the ball to Shubham Sarangi, who is open, completely unmarked. But now, since they have attracted the Kerala players towards them, you see four of the players already are left behind of Kerala. So like एक लेन तो already pass हो गई defense की. There is the four players who are not in the defensive positions of Kerala's gameplay anymore. So just like this was the only thing that they were doing, and which is why they won. Like they were attracting the press from Kerala, they were passing it over the flanks, and like amazing. This was OFC like Odisha's plan of moving further. But what did Kerala do wrong in their defense? So what they did is like when they were trying to attack, okay, now Jessel and Khabra were too much involved in the attack, so they used to go in front. Now Odisha were also playing like man marking and doing their defense like really good. So many of the times Kerala got dispossessed in a position which is quite threatening. And once they got dispossessed over there, there is a direct long ball thrown in the forward region where there is either Diego Mauricio or Pedro Martins at the later of the second half, and those chances were really lethal. Like because two of the center backs, okay, and the forward who is attacking is quite pacey, so like pinning him down is not possible for them. So what they did is like Victor Mongil was caught in one scenario like that, and he was just caught ball watching, and Pedro Martins got the ball and they scored a goal from there. So that was something really lacking in Kerala's defense. And if you see, like, see here, uh, Crespo got the ball. Okay, now what he did is he threw a long, like he kicked a long ball, which is quite much predicted after seeing Odisha's gameplay. Jessel Carnero is just watching the ball going. Like, what is he doing? In today's match, he was really below average. He got like off position. He got caught in at off positions like quite many times, and that was something like not expected from him because he's a really good player. So something of similar was also seen by Leskovic. So that is something I didn't expect to happen from KBFC's defense, but yeah, never mind. So these were a couple of things that I got through analysis, and if you see the goals of today's match, like they were pretty much around these tactics. Like one happened because Khabra moved behind the ball and broke his marker. Like there was no one marking him, so he got a free kick to him, and it was an open goal. And apart from that, another the Jerry's goal was like little bit a crowded situation in front of the goal, and that led to goal. So no comments, not much comments on that. And the last goal of Pedro Martins was again a long ball by Amrinder, and the centre backs were caught like ball watching. I think it was quite a nice view of the ball, but never mind. So that led to the third goal, and that's how Orissa defeated Kerala as like at a 2-1 score. So two of the things that I wanted to talk about that I said earlier, like one was the player that I really missed today from KBFC, okay, and every KBFC fan would be missing, is Alvaro. Now, why I'm saying Alvaro? You see, the way Orissa played today is they played man marking. Now, in man marking, you need someone who does who breaks his marker away by his unpredictability of the game. Okay, so Alvaro was one of the person who used to switch positions. Either he will be on the wing or as a cam. His position was not defined, and the way he used to move in like Kerala's gameplay, like it was, you don't know where he will be present. You cannot mark him down because it is too difficult to mark him down because he will be continuously moving here and there, and that is what was required in today's game. Was required. If you see Ivan is a fabulous striker. After seeing the first match, I know he's more of a Igor Angulo type of striker and not Koro, if you know FC Goa. So Alvaro is something of a striker with more resembles to Koro. He finds those spaces. His off the ball movement is like you just can't predict where he will pass. And if the chemistry between him, Luna, and Sahal was everything in last season, and if you see it, like you will miss it in today's match. And he could have changed today's of KBFC in today's match by like a huge margin, and there is no doubt in that. Another player that I want to talk about is Jerry. So Jerry was dropping behind for defense. Jerry was going on running on the flanks like every minute and every now and then. Jerry is there on the left flank, and after a substitution got switched to the right flank, and it was just so amazing to watch him. Like, he created those chances. He even tried to score goals even in the front of though he missed it, though he missed some of the chances, like out of 4 or 5 he missed it, but at least he gave, like if you see his intent, it is like 200%. That type of intent is really required in all our Indian players, if I am being very honest. But hats off to Jerry, the way he played, and hats off to Joseph Gambao again, for because the way he made sure that Kerala didn't get that space to even try to think like they want to dribble and they want to find those open spaces. Nah, Joseph Gambao was totally not in a mood to give that today, and that was it. So yeah, uh, any suggestions about anything, do drop it in the comment box below. And if you really liked and loved the video, do give a subscribe. And that's all for now. We have a match of Odisha against Bangalore on Thursday, so we will be back then. Stay tuned.